Charlie's doing sit a lot better, and I can get more distance away from him, and he'll stay in position. And that's really what we want. We don't want him turning around looking at me or anything like that. We're going to start putting an e-collar on both him and Camo like Wednesday. So we want him to sit as good as possible, and we're working here too, because those are the two commands I'm going to use to first start conditioning the dog. He has to be conditioned with the e-collar with all the commands, but sit, we want him doing sit real good. So there's a big uptick in Charlie now that he's closer to 4 months. He's starting to understand sit as an implied stay. And Charlie, no. He understands no. This is the time to start e-collar conditioning Charlie. We got to get it done, you know. So that takes a certain amount of time. He's doing much better on hold. This has bird scent on it. You can see the way he's looking at this. No, sit. Hold. No, hold. 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 His little tail's wagging. Drop. Sit. Charlie, hold. 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 Drop. Sit. So we keep getting progress on that while we're working sit. If he gets off this target, we put him right back on, and that's helpful for young dogs and any dogs to use a target. It gives him a visual cue where he's supposed to be. So if he screws up, sit. If he screws up, we can put him right back where he was, and it's obvious right where he was. Do you understand? Sit. So we'll do this today. We'll work this. We'll work some other things, but we're going to sort of concentrate on sit as an implied stay, because we want him doing this real good. We want him sitting his butt down real quick, which he is. And like I said, we're going to work here too. It's a good-looking dog. Sort of reminds me of one of the characters from Planet of the Apes, maybe Cornelius. Look at him. It's like a little ape-faced dog. Look at his feet. Look at his legs. Look at how big they look because of the fur. His coat is spectacular. I think this dog's show quality. I'm not sure what the exact standard of the breed is, but he looks pretty spectacular. See how he stays in position. He's doing much better with everything. You know, they just start getting it around 4 months. That's where he's at. That's why if he wasn't doing this well, we wouldn't be putting the e-collar on Wednesday. But that's what we're doing. That's the plan. You know, he's a maniac. You have to start. You know, you build on success, and you know, as the dog progresses, you have to make it more challenging. You have to do more advanced things. You really have to nurture the dog in a way, and people don't understand this. They only think that nurturing is telling the dog, you know, getting it excited so that it wags its tail. It's not the case. You know, training the dog, that's nurturing the dog. Sit, that's helping the dog understand that when it's in the human world, it needs to behave. It is not an empire of the dogs, it's an empire of the humans. And the dog, for it to be safe, really needs to be compliant. And learning commands as an implied stay is one of those things that's invaluable to your dog. Never say stay to the dog. That implies that there's something other than sit, and there's not. Charlie, sit! He's looking around again, so I'm reinforcing. Sit! Now I'll say the command, I'll say the word when they're first learning this, but at a point, once the dog is functioning and knows the command, if they screw up, it'll just be no sit, or no down, or no heel. Do you understand? It's never stay. It's never sit, stay. Never say stay. It's like 1970s. People quit doing that for a reason. Charlie, sit. Sit. It's a lot better. Sit. No. Charlie, here. Good boy. Charlie!
Look at how cute Charlie is. This guy is adorable. Seriously. Speaking of adorable, let me go get Camo. He's like the young Tonka, but he's black and white. Charlie's a maniac. Ah, I can squeeze him. He's squeezing me again.
Sit. Sit. Good boy. Sit. Now I've worked less with Camo than Charlie, but Camo is older. Camo's got some of his adult teeth in. Charlie has none. Camo's probably, no, sit, 4.5 months or something like that. He's a very pleasant dog to be around. He's very adorable. He's very cute. He's less hyper than Tonka. So, you know, whether he's a GSP or an English pointer, it doesn't really matter. They both in functionality are sort of the same. I think one of them has like the other's line. Like, I think the German Shorthair has English Pointer in it. I think that's how they made the German Shorthair. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. Could be the other way around. But all those dogs from Europe are sort of related. They all sort of look the same. They all sort of function the same. You know. Sit. So we're working, no, sit. We're working the same thing. No, Camo, no. We're working the same thing with Camo. We just, no. If he gets off, he needs to get back on. No. Get up there. Sit. And that sit is an implied stay. We'll be doing this much better by tomorrow, you know. And same thing, we're going to be using an e-collar with him, so we want to make sure that he's doing this. He's doing here real good. So we could even start conditioning him on here with the e-collar. But he'll be doing sit. We're going to do the e-collar starting Wednesday. Sit. So Charlie's younger, but he's had more training, and he's acting older, and this dog is older. So it's totally fine at this point to start adding in pressure. When we're using the e-collar, it's going to be very, very low. Very low. Lower than a human can feel it. We just want to create an annoyance so that the dog will function quicker. We want the dog, when we say sit, to sit its ass down. You know? It's just one more tool that you can use. You can't teach the dog anything using an e-collar. You can't. But what you can do with the e-collar is you can condition in the commands so that you can communicate to the dog. If the dog's screwing up, no. You condition it in with the word no, and you teach the dog to be more compliant. So the e-collar is very, very helpful. They have to know the command before you condition it in with the e-collar. That's the point I'm trying to make. You can't teach sit with the e-collar. You can't teach down, no, with the e-collar. It just doesn't work like that. People, and it should be real low. If it's high, it has a tendency to just make the dogs more excited and screw up. Sit. No, sit. Hold. Drop. Good. Sit. Hold. 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 Drop. That's good. Good boy. Sit. Hold. So I'm teaching Camo down, and I don't feel real good. I got some bad arthritis, and he's sort of resistant. So we're gonna just use a little trick that I do with a lot of dogs, and this is the only time that I really use food, and I'm not really using it. He's not gonna get this. He doesn't need to get this. We just need to coax him into the down position using the food in a downward motion. I'll hide the piece of meat behind my thumb. He can smell it, he can see it, and go like this, down. When he gets in the down position, I'm gonna tell him that he's a good boy, but I'm not gonna give him the meat. Sit. Camo, down. No, down. Good. Sit. Sit. Camo down. Good boy. That's good. Good boy. There he rolls off. Jumps back on. He's very athletic. Camo sit. Camo down. Down. Good boy. I might even let him smell it. You know, but he doesn't have to eat this. He already ate breakfast. He doesn't need this. But dogs are opportunists, so he's trying to get it by going down, right? And then we just use muscle memory and know that repetition will sort of sink into his body and his brain that he needs to go in the down position when I say the word down. So the next session, I will not be using the meat, but I will not wash my hands between sessions, and my hand will still smell like the meat. See what I'm saying? Don't start giving treats and food. It screws the dog up. Usually you can use a downward pressure with the leash and some pressure on the shoulders, and the dog will just start going in the downward position. That's what I did with Charlie, I think. But if the dog's real resistant, you know, try this. Try fooling the dog going into the down position, and just don't give it to him. If you really must, if you must give it to him, then give it to him during only that one session. The second session, at some point you have to stop using food. And that's the problem. Most of these people that train with food just continue doing it for the rest of the dog's life, and the dog is conditioned to be around food. If you did it for just one session, you're probably not going to have that problem, but it's better just don't even bother. Don't even bother giving the dog, save this for later, give it to him for part of his dinner. Look at how cute that dog is. Down. No, down. Down. Good. That's good. Good boy. Now watch how I do this. I'm also giving a little indication with the leash in a downward motion. Okay, sit. Upward motion. I want him to sit. 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 Good boy. Good boy. Down. No, down. Down. Good. See? I'm bringing him down with the leash. Remember, the leash is also called a lead. Okay? Lead the dog into position. This dog will be doing this, you know, by tomorrow afternoon without meat. He'll be doing it better, and we'll also be able to use our foot. We'll start teaching this afternoon with him beside us at heel. Okay? Sit. Here, we can do that right now, actually. I can just go like this. Here, sit. Right? He's essentially next to me at heel. Down. No, down. Good. So he's getting used to feeling the pressure on the leash. Let's have him do it on the ground next to me at heel. Let's see if he'll do it. No, sit. Sit. Down. Down. There you go. Good boy. You little munchkin. There, do it one more time. Come here, buddy. Okay, sit. No, sit. Sit. Down. No, down. Very nice. Good boy. Got birds. I have bird scent on this. See how intense he looks at it? He's smelling it. Down. If he would get up, I would put Charlie right back down. We're in this position, facing that way, right there. Move the dog back to that exact spot. Down. So the dog gets used to seeing you move around, right? There's a bug bothering Charlie. And that's what you want. You want the dog getting used to seeing you move around, but that's not any indication because you're moving that the dog's supposed to move. It's implied that the dog stays in that position, and it's built into the command. So don't say stay. Never say that. Down. Start making the circles bigger. Down. Good boy, Char. Little Charlie. Down. Good boy. You're an awesome little motherfucker, dude. Look at you. Charlie. Canadian citizen. Soon to be. Right, Char? Yeah, that's right, Caine. Fuck Trump, I'm out of here. No! No big deal. He moved because I'm having my legs bothering me. That's very nice of you, Charlie. Here, sit. I'm all right. Down. No, down. No. Down. I should have a cane. Good boy, down. Good boy, down. Good boy, down. Freaking Charlie. Good boy, Charlie.